Hey guys, Lance Dobson teacher here. BITA is from BlackRock shares, and they just released their covered call ETF that's based on IBIT, which is the Bitcoin holding ETF that they use. I'm currently in BTCI, and I'm looking at comparison between the BTCI and BITA in terms of expense ratios. How much of their covered calls overlay are they doing, like what percent they're using, and the income strategy from it. So at a glance, BTCI on the left is from Neos. They have a lot of good high income ETFs, and it's been a pretty popular fund. 1.15 billion in net assets, and they pay out about 26.7% distribution. It is not always going to be the same payout. Depends on how Bitcoin's doing. Sometimes it'll be a higher monthly income, sometimes it'll be lower. BITA, that just came out in June 9th. Very small net asset value, but I see this increasing quite a bit. Some people might actually sell some BTCI to get BITA, as you'll see why. And underlying is the IBIT, which is spot Bitcoin ETF. They're both going to be paying out monthly. The target yield, we don't know the yield yet, but the target yield is between 15 to 25%. So a little bit less target yield than the current distribution rate of BTCI. Just something to be aware of. Expense ratios. This is what got me pretty interested in it. BTCI has an expense ratio of 0.99%, which is fairly high, especially for income ETFs. BITA, though, is 0.65%, so much lower in the expense ratio. That's still about average for most high-income ETFs, but it definitely is lower, so more of your money is working for you. And if you take $10,000 invested, the annual cost will be about $99 for BTCI and $65 for BITA. So again, you have more money working for you with BITA. Now the cover call overlay, how much of Bitcoin's gains would get capped? So Bitcoin could go on very big bull runs, and you'd want to be able to take advantage of those up moves. BTCI can have up to 100% overlay, although I haven't seen it at 100%. It's typically in the 50-75%. And they write call options on the futures ETF, not direct BTC. And it's actively managed. Sometimes they'll have a higher percent overlay, sometimes a lower percent overlay. And there's no fixed cap disclosed. They have a proprietary data-driven selection model. So you're not going to know exactly what percent they're going to have or what they're going to be thinking of doing at any one time. You could look up what their holdings are and kind of predict what percent it is. And it historically targets maximum premium extraction, potentially fully covered. Now, BITA, though, is using a much smaller overlay. This is a good thing if you are very bullish on Bitcoin, so you can collect most of big bull moves that might happen. So they're going to write monthly call options on 25 to 35% of IBIT holdings. Last I did the calculations on their website, it looks like it's 25% right now. The 65 to 75% of the portfolio will retain full Bitcoin upside potential. So in a big bull run, BITA should do better than BTCI. Even though this has a slightly higher distribution level, you'll be gaining more in the upside of Bitcoin in a bull run. If it's a flat market, BTCI will probably do a little bit better just because you get higher distributions than BITA. Again, targets 15 to 25% of annual income from the collection of covered call ETFs. And this partial overlay will preserve most BTC upside while generating the income. So key difference, BTCI could cover a much larger portion of their holdings, more income but more upside cap. BITA explicitly limits that overlay to preserve Bitcoin exposure. So this is upside participation versus income trade-off. You're going to get more of an upside capture on BITA, up to about 70%, while BTCI is at around 30%, although that could change depending on where they sell their covered calls and what percent they sell them at. Income yield target is a little bit lower for BITA though. For every gimme, there's a gotcha. If you could possibly get more upside capture, your yield will be a little bit lower. But these are still above very healthy yields, 27, 20%. And then the portfolio covered, I said around 85%, because that's what I've seen it at in the past, while BITA could be up to 30% about. And then this is just a net positive for BITA. The expense ratio is 0.65% instead of 0.99%. A summary of the pros and cons. I'm not going to read all this out, but you can see how there's a higher income for BTCI, but it's going to cap the gains. BITA in a bull run should do better because it's going to capture more of the upside for it. Return of capital is an interesting one. BTCI is very capital efficient, about 96% of redistributions are return of capital. BITA, I'm not sure what percent it is yet. I have to wait until the distributions come out and see what percent is return of capital and what might be just capital gains. And then the cons, 0.99% for BTCI, while it's lower for 0.65 on BITA. It does have a small AUM on BITA, however, that should be changing pretty quickly, I would think, because a lot of people are going to be interested in this. IBIT is the fastest growing ETF ever, so a lot of people that are in it will be aware of this and then want to get some income from it. They're going to probably buy some BITA as well. So these are the good comparisons of the two. I currently have BTCI. I am going to do more research and consider maybe some in BITA. I do have some IBIT as well and some strategy and other Bitcoin stocks. So that's a good summary of the two. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments down below. I'll read and respond to all comments. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.